Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where in the world you are at the moment. Welcome to 30 Minutes Promoting Unity in Diversity with Wanny Angerer in Moving Cultures, and greetings from Bangkok, Thailand. Our guest, number 79, who is French and based in India, is Gilles Chuyen. Namaste.
Hello, namaskar. Nice to see you, Vani.
Nice to see you, Jill. So happy that you accepted the invitation to talk about your life, your journey, your challenges, the discoveries of a new Jill's in this new era, and also all the projects you are running in India and around the world. So who is Gilles Chuyen?
That's a question which is still, that I'm still asking myself every day of my life. I think as an artist and as a true human being, we should always have the desire to reinvent oneself. But I was born in a small village in south of France, and then by blood, I'm actually quarter French, quarter German, quarter Spanish, quarter Vietnamese. So my surname is Vietnamese. My father's father was from Vietnam. So I have always had a very strong connection towards Asia. And I had lots of questions about life. I remember as a child asking my parents and asking people around, what is God? Who is God? What is life? Why have I come on this planet? So I had this very, very big question as a child. And then India came my way because, of course, there are major texts which have been written about all these questions. And then through my studies, I started studying Hindi. And then I did a PhD about Indian culture in political science. So my studies brought me to India. My intellect brought me to India. And I stayed on because of art. And this question of who is Gilles actually led me to also asking myself, what is dance? And how can I use dance to know myself better and to help people to know themselves better?
Gilles, as you mentioned, you come from a very cross-cultural background, and you have been working almost your whole life promoting unity and diversity. Let's talk about diversity and inclusion in the arts and in society.
So yes, so when I was in France, I was just studying and I was not so much aware actually of my identity, because I think when you are inside a country, you think that everything is natural. Actually, most of the times things are cultural, the way people react, the way people speak, the way people interact with each other. So in France, I was kind of had a very kind of protected environment, but I really wanted to learn about myself. So the training happened in France, ballet and modern jazz and contemporary dance and all that. But it's really when I came to India when I was 24 to do my PhD in political science about India that I really first understood what makes Indian culture so specific. And I have to say at the beginning, of course, there was that sense of looking at how different these two countries are, but very fast, very soon, actually, I was looking more at the similarities in the cultures, in the people. I think I was very, very overwhelmed by how fast I was accepted in a circle of Indian dancers, because I was going in the evening. I was doing my PhD during the day, and in the evening I was taking classes. I was like learning a dance style called Chhau, which is from Orissa. And immediately I really felt that I was not anymore that French guy or that guy from another country, but I was just a dancer among dancers. And that sense of community, that sense of being part of a creative world is something that other friends working in the embassy told me, I don't get it. You've been in India for 6 months, and my birthday was coming after 6 months. There were maybe 50 guests, of course, Indian friends. And these people who were there for 4, 5 years, 6 years, they were telling me, we hardly have our 5 Indian friends, and you in 6 months, you made 50 friends. Yes, I think it's really through the arts that you can really go beyond this thing about I'm French, I'm Indian, I'm from here, I'm there. But just being an artist and being in the studio and learning a dance style and creating something together, I think creates bonds which are really beyond any sort of boundary or nationality.
You also have been working and choreographing for dancers across the world. How has been your experience as well, connecting and also developing concepts that are actually talking about a specific culture?
Yes, so that's been a really crazy, lovely, amazing adventure that I had, which started actually in 2002, 2003. I was very close to a lady called Punita Roy, and her husband, Sanjoy Roy, was into promoting culture, Indian culture in different countries. So I think in 2002 or 3, he got an offer from a theatre in Edinburgh to create a Bollywood musical. And he approached me because he knew I was a dancer, choreographer. But at that time, I had no clue. I had no idea about Bollywood. I was trained in ballet, jazz, contemporary, and I was not at all, I had no idea about what Bollywood was. And suddenly he was telling me, we want to choreograph this show, and that's to go to the UK for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. So I was quite overwhelmed, and for 2-3 days I thought about it, and I think I was very challenged because I felt I was not equipped at all. I don't know the dance style. I was feeling really there was kind of, I think there was fear in me about how will I give justice to this project. And I told my dancers that a lot, or people also that I counsel these days, that I am where I am in my life right now because whenever I felt afraid, whenever I felt fear in my life, I didn't turn back. I looked at the fear and I said, if I'm afraid of this thing or this situation, I will go straight into it because there's something for me to understand about myself, about my limitations, or about my potential. There's something that I really have to face. And because of all these reasons, not knowing Bollywood dance, not being equipped to do the show, feeling afraid about all that, I said, yes, I will do it. And I jumped into it, and that show, and that yes, when I told him yes, that yes completely changed my life, because from then on, I've been teaching, choreographing, and presenting Bollywood shows all over the world, and sometimes also in collaboration. So I, for example, went to Zimbabwe and South Africa many times, working with local dancers and sharing with them in China, in Australia. So I would work with local dancers and then explain to them first the spirit of Bollywood. In that sense, it was in a way easy because I had done the same. I had the same journey myself when I had to first discover what is Bollywood. So Bollywood, in a way, in a simple way, is about telling a story through the face and through the body, and in the tradition of Indian classical forms. You take a word, or you take an idea or an image, and you transform that into a hand gesture or an expression on the face. So the body is telling a story. So in popular culture, like Bollywood dance style, the song will speak about, for example, the beautiful eyes of the girl and a beautiful hair. So it's about creating a gesture to express that word. And these workshops have been really successful because I was able to translate the vocabulary and the Indian context of the shows I wanted to do using Bollywood dance style, using Indian folk and sometimes semi-classical forms, and help dancers who were trained in other styles in their own folk dances, or in modern dance, or in ballet, or in contemporary, and allow them to understand and experience this dance style into their body. So it's been an amazing experience. I remember also my dancers coming from Delhi when we came the first time in Harare in Zimbabwe, and I was giving them a step, and suddenly they transformed that step a bit in their own style and started doing oh wow, oh he. They were shouting and singing and giving so much love and their own flavor to the step, and they're saying, "Sir, look at them! It's just so amazing." So that's been really an amazing, and I'm so grateful for that, because it's been really, really exciting. And the audiences also have been really excited to see dancers from their country dancing in Indian style.
I also had the great opportunity and pleasure to see you perform in Colombia for the Festival Iberoamericano de Teatro. And of course, I never knew that we will be working together a few years after. And it was amazing, you know, to be Honduran sitting in a Colombian stage and find out about this great stage performance of dance and theater from Gabriel García Márquez play La triste historia de la cándida Heréndida y su abuela desalmada. How was that experience, Gilles?
So that's one of the landmarks in my career as a choreographer, because again, as a dancer, you can be a dancer, you can be a performer, you can be a teacher, you can be a choreographer. But even as a choreographer, choreographing theater is another story, and I really enjoyed that because I've been also teaching here in Delhi at the National School of Drama. So I must have choreographed from between 30 and 40 plays and musicals over my career. And Erendira has been really so exciting. First, because again, at the crossroad of two cultures, because it's about South America and the Latin blood. And also we translated the play in Hindi and Rajasthani. So we wanted to use also that idea of the desert from Rajasthan, and in the aesthetic, in the music, we use both music from Latin America and music from India. And it was about the idea also of the carnival celebration. So bring all that together. For me, again, being at the crossroad of the East and West, and because also I'm also a quarter Spanish, even if I don't speak the language, but that Latin blood is in me a lot. And when I dance, I feel a lot of the sense of fire and celebration and all that. So it's been really an exciting project. What was also very exciting was about how to translate a text into movement, and therefore, the magical realism of Marquez has so many exciting images. And so using these images and then transform them into colors in the costume, or the kind of music I would like to use, or the kind of expression and emotions I wanted the dancers, actors to express. So it's been really amazing, and something that I really enjoy doing, this dialogue of forms. I've done that many times. Even writers have asked me to dance a book. So I'll read the book, and then for the launch of the book, I will dance. I'll do a dance performance, like a solo or duet or group dance, to express the spirit of that book. Or for fashion, dancing the spirit of a collection, or for an artist, for the vernissage, for the opening of the art exhibition, transform the world of this artist, all the ideas, the colors, the forms, the aesthetics, and transform that into movement. So that project has been really amazing because the actors were really fantastic. They were, I think, between 20 and 70 years old. And it was really working on using the body and using expressions to translate a text. And it's such a rich text, such an amazing story, and transform that into images and movement in choreography. So I was really, really excited to perform that piece.
Yeah, the response of the audience was remarkable, and your performance was outstanding. You know, I'm telling you, I enjoy it. Actually, we did with Roland from beginning to the end, and we're still remembering most of it. You also have been doing fashion shows. You have been doing, like you say, cross-cultural and also multidisciplinary concepts. You have been everywhere and doing everything. And recently, one of the greatest presence in your life and in our life is that you also becoming a master in spirituality and stones and healing. Please share with us your journey as a healer, and also how arts have been healing you.
So as I had said, this first question I was dealing with, who am I, got coupled with the question of what is dance. And then I've been a seeker all my life. As a child, as I had said before, had lots of questions about life and God and the meaning of life. And I was blessed enough actually to meet spiritual masters who took me on a journey. First, it took me 30 years to be able to say, I am a dancer. Because I was feeling, why me? There's so many amazing dancers all over the world. How can I be a dancer? And I was doing my PhD at the same time. So I was feeling, I'm not fitting into this world. I'm not good enough, or maybe it's not my mission. And then this word of mission came, and one of my spiritual master actually asked me this very simple question, but very, very, very profound. He just asked me, what makes you happy? And then there was no doubt in my head. I said, oh, I'm the happiest when I'm on stage, when I'm performing. Then he said, where is the confusion? End of the story. I went back home and I realized that, is it going to be that simple, my life? Because I was finishing my PhD, I was thinking of becoming a diplomat, and all these things, but I was like struggling with this and that. And suddenly dance became that obvious medium for me to express myself. And therefore, from then on, this same spiritual master told me that you're going to use dance not only as just a form or a way of entertaining people, but you're going to use dance as a platform first to know yourself better, to go deeper and deeper within yourself. And you're going to use this medium to help people to do the same thing. And therefore, from the year 2000, I created this process called dance meditation, which is like a dynamic meditation, which is about putting music on, having your eyes closed, standing, and not really dancing from the mind, but really allowing the body to express, to release. And people have had amazing experiences. Like some people even travel, because in India we believe in past lives. They really felt they were going to another life. They felt they were releasing blocks from their body, their mind, their heart. People also who had chronic problems and they went to the doctor. There was nothing in the extra, nothing. Just by releasing emotional blocks, which were really ingrained in the system, they really felt that their health was improving. So that process has been really helped me a lot. And I've been also working with my dancers with the same process, in the sense that I've been doing with my dance company in step, what I call channeled performances, where the vocabulary is not fixed. The 1, 2, 3, 4, the movements are not fixed. We know that we are traveling from this to that. The script is very, very precise. But inside each section, it's about really letting the energies of the moment allow a particular movement, a particular expression. So if I had to shoot every run through of the show every day, it will look different every day. But it is more about a process of people using movement to go deeper in their sense of self and in their sense of understanding. So for me, it really is that merging of who am I and what is dance, and using dance as a medium to heal myself and help people to heal themselves.
Okay, we're going to share here some images of you dancing. And we have here this beautiful image of you in a colorful garment. Tell us about this moment.
So what is really exciting for me when I perform, so this is part of the Bollywood musical I've been traveling with all over the years for the last now 13 years. We've been to many, many countries. So at a point of time, so I choreograph the show. I'm not one of the main dancers. For the last few years, I also become the narrator. I also act in this show. So this moment is when I come just before the wedding of the hero and the heroine, and I whirl, because I've been also receiving this form of whirling like a dervish, but I use it in a more folky way. So I also, I've been designing the costumes of most of my shows, because when I have an image or an idea of a particular performance, I see music a lot. So when I have a song in my head or there's a music playing, it's like a painting in movement happening in my head. So I know that for this particular section, I want to use these colors. So this is before the wedding. So I designed the costume myself. So it's kind of a skirt in 2 layers, black and red, and there's a kind of an emerald green top. And I used, I actually put two dupattas, two huge scarves together with many, many colors and mirror work, because I wanted to express celebration of life, and I wanted to create a sense of, it's in Bollywood love story. I mean, in our show Bollywood Love Story, it's also about the meaning of love. So sometimes we go into devotional love, we go into friendship. It will also go into the meaning of love when two people are getting together and getting married. It's also about a celebration of life. So that moment is about celebration of life and also gratitude for all the colors that life can offer.
Great. Let me stop the sharing and come back to you. You were talking about colors, you were talking about energy, and you were talking about collective. Talk to us about that.
So I would say that as a child, very soon, I mean, now I can realize that I was not so aware of that at the time, but I was not really hearing music in that sense. For me, I will just close my eyes and it will be like, almost like, when you have these screensavers on your computer. It's a mix of waves of color dancing together. And I remember also when I would have to learn a new word, so that word also would have a kind of a color in my head. Oh, that word is light blue. Oh, that word is red. So color has been, for me, very often a way to translate other media or other aspects of life. Color also was very important because as a child, I used to paint a lot. I was a very shy boy. So after school, I didn't have many friends outside. So I would come home and I'll do my half an hour of piano, or I'll go to my singing class or my dancing class. But I loved spending hours and hours in front of a white piece of paper and just let the colors and let the forms just be born. No design in my head, just letting the colors and the forms be born on paper. So that connection with color has always been very sacred to me, almost like like a space where I would go to resource myself, to sometimes even find answers when I didn't really know what was happening in my. Sometimes just painting would help me to give more meaning to a particular phase. And also, actually, I launched my dance company in 2007 with a show called Colors, which was actually the first show I did with my company called In Step. We worked for 3 months. It was a very unusual way of working. More, I worked with the dancers more as actors, and their character was a color, except that all the other dancers didn't know which colors which dancers was playing which color. So I did a workshop, around 30 dancers that come. And out of the 30 dancers, I chose 6 dancers. So we were working on the 7 colors of the rainbow. I knew I was going to be violet, but I was looking for someone to dance red, orange, yellow, light blue, green, indigo. And after the workshop, I chose these 6 dancers, and then they came to the studio. So every one of them knew which color they were playing, but they didn't know the other people, because I didn't want them to have a preconceived idea. Oh, this one is playing red, or this one is playing yellow. It was just about, at the beginning, just meditating together, receiving the vibration of the color, seeing how it affects you. The kind of, has my color speed? Is my color a fast color or a slow color? The kind of emotions coming into me, and then the kind of vibration, the kind of stories. And then for 3 months, we were just in the studio playing. And I realized, like, some colors will be friends, and some colors will have a lot of struggle. And then it reminded me also of because I really liked the art period with Kandinsky and the beginning of the abstract period in the West, where actually Kandinsky speaks about the spirituality of colors. There's an entire manifesto speaking about how colors are vibration. And at that time in science, the same thing. They were realizing that a sound and a color actually is a vibration. It's scientific. Like, it's like a wave. I always tell my dancers, why are the walls always painted in a house in light beige or light green in India or white? Because it is a vibration. If you would paint your bedroom in a bright red, I think you're going to become mad. Every day, every night, you will look at these red walls. The vibration of that red will be too intense for you to take. And slowly, within 3 months, we developed movement sequences, but they were really based on first a personal experiencing of the color, not as an idea, not as a concept, but really as a vibration. And people had amazing experience in their body. Things change in their body, things change in the way they looked at the past, a lot of breaking down, crying, healing. And at the end, when we stepped on stage, we didn't know exactly what was going to be the formal rendition of this process. Again, as I said, the script was very clear and very, very precise. But for example, for three minutes, if you are a tree in the forest, every day the tree will be of a different size, a different kind. So colors have been and are still for me an amazing way to enter into understanding the self and express all the various aspects of oneself. Of course, in India, the 7 chakras and the 7 colors, which was all connected until now. Also, sometimes when I have an idea in my head or I'm connected to a vibration, I could paint it, I could dance it, or I could write it. For me, these are the 3 media I use most of the time.
Yeah, but now you also are using the stones with the same level of commitment and energy. So colors are not only in the canvas or in a material, but also in clothing, also in stones. Tell me more about that as well.
So yes, colors, as you said. So yeah, of course. So first of all, in India, when I came to India the first time, there's this entire connection to the days of the week in a very sacred way. Like for example, Monday, we kind of forgotten Monday, the day of the moon. So Monday also in India, the day of the moon is also a day that is connected to Shiva, and Shiva is one of the main gods in Hinduism, which also has a very sacred connection to the moon, to the subconscious mind, also to stillness, to intuition. And the colors that we connect with Shiva will be mainly white. I also use blue because I feel that in my third eye, which is the color of the third eyes will be a vibration of indigo blue. And I connect to Shiva through my third eye. So on Monday, I will wear, for example, blue and white. And today is Tuesday. And on Tuesday, it's more about actually as you can see, warm colors of the earth. There's orange, because also of the god Hanuman. And red is actually Mars, which is also, so in French, mardi. Mars comes from Tuesday. It's also the energy of courage and action. And so every day we'll have that. And also because I'm also a crystal healer. I've also been receiving a lot of knowledge about crystals, and I help people to not like an astrologer to work on rings and connecting to planets, but more to connect to chakras. And I'll use more rose stones that we can place in your hands and balance your energy and your aura. For example, I work a lot with balancing exactly the same way I had done in my show about colors, like the red, which is the red of the earth, which is your root chakra, like the roots of a tree, speaking to the universe, which is the violets of your crown. So the red and violet speaking to each other, the indigo blue of Shiva speaking to the orange of Shakti, which is the feminine, the divine feminine. And in that way, colors, in the way I dress, in the costumes I use for my shows, in my counseling of people to really, for example, I don't know if you noticed, but in India, when it's very hot in May, June, and when you remember when it's like 45 degrees, 50 degrees, you don't want to wear black. You want to wear more like white and blue-white, because these colors are cooling. So even we say, cool colors, warm colors. So the colors have an effect also on your psyche or the way you feel. And therefore, every day of the week, I also follow that. I wear more green on Wednesday. On Thursday is the day of Jupiter, but also the day of the gurus in India. So I wear violet because I connect to my guru through this violet color. On Friday, which is vendredi in French, so it's the day of Venus. So it's the day of the connection to the divine feminine. Saturday is Saturn. So in India, Saturn is black. So we have to wear black and white, because we see that on Saturday there's a lot of you can have, I mean, they say that Saturday, more accidents are more likely to happen. So to balance the black of Saturn, wear white. That's why on Saturday, when you go out, you realize lots of people are wearing black and white as a balance, or again, like a yin and yang. And Sunday is the day of the sun, where it's a bit more free kind of dressing for me. But yes, so color, start from the beginning. I start my day, I have a shower, I meditate, I connect to the colors of the day, and I become aware of that particular day, wear the clothes, wear the crystals of that particular day. And then I guide meditation according to these colors also through the weekend, through the lockdown. Actually, I have my connection to healing and helping and counseling people has really developed. So now I must have a group of around 100 people connecting to me through the lockdown, and I share this knowledge for them to release their blocks, release their fear, transmute back all these vibration into love, into light, and color is very much part of this process.
Gilles, we already reached the 30 minutes of our conversation, and it's a great pleasure to see you and to receive your knowledge and your love for humanity in this specific moment. Could you please send a message to the new generations and society?
I would like all of us as human beings to first realize that the main family, the family that matters, is humankind. That all the other smaller families in terms of nationality, religion, gender, political affiliations are just small groups, but we are all part of one family, one amazing bond of love and brotherhood and sisterhood. And in these times, with the pandemic being still at play, I feel it should be a pause button, a moment for us to reflect and realize that the entire way we've been living together before, I mean, all the ways of defining oneself, all of that is nothing compared to that sense of oneness, that we all belong to each other and we all part of one family, that is humankind.
Gilles, thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope so much to embrace you physically very soon.
Yes, very soon, me too. Sending you lots of love. Thank you for your work. Thank you for being an inspiration for this world. I really love you, appreciate you, and respect you so much. Thank you for being you.
Thank you, Gilles. I love you so much as well. Namaste.
Namaste. See you very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.